Everybody's looking for stuff. There's the stuff you need and the stuff you want. And everybody's wants and needs are different, except that everybody wants a deal on their stuff. The Explorer store at Greenback Street is the best place on the net to get cash back on your stuff from more than 1,000 US retailers, like these guys. Your cash back shopping account is free exclusively at greenbackstreet.com/explorerstore. Or if fast, use promo code 79878.
Hi, I'm Scott Combs, and this is Martial Arts Explorer, exploring practical technique as derived from classical martial arts of all styles. In this episode, we debut another new feature, Health and Wellness. It'll focus on preventative behaviors to help martial artists improve their quality of life, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Spirit, mind, and body. Sounds familiar somehow, doesn't it? I'll make the connection at some point. Anyway, this time we'll look at a new form of yoga. But first, let's check in with Michael and see what he's got.
Thanks for joining us. We're actually going to take a look at a drill today, something we don't usually do, but in a lot of ways we want your input and see if you guys have any tips in general that we can share with everybody who watches this show. Now, we work a lot of times on how do you solve the problem of fighting up close and tight. Now, when we look at forms, we often look at the technique, someone starts a grab or a motion, and we respond before we get into a fully ballistic situation. Now we're going to look at a second part that tends to scare people a lot. What happens when you're this close and the fight continues and moves on? You can grapple, you can keep striking, you can go to the ground. There's a lot of choices. But we work on this, and Jordan's going to jump on in, and this is sort of one of our drills, and we're going to have the class show it and give it a try. And I want everybody else to think about what they do and how they train with their partners in their schools and see what we've got for drills on this type of techniques. Now, one problem with coming in tight and working these techniques is a lot of times people get this flinch, all right? You can't see what's going on because it's up close, the hand's in the way, everything's moving real fast, and especially a lower belt against a higher belt will always flinch or duck or pick up bad habits. We don't want to train bad habits in. If every time we get into here, I do this to Jordan and I do this, and he winces back, that's what he learns to do. He doesn't learn to defeat that move, he learns to duck, to dodge, to move his hands up, to close his eyes, and that's exactly what we want to avoid. So we learned to come up with this drill. It's almost like a pushing hands drill, except for we're just going to move very slow. We're not always just going to push and pull or maintain contact. We're actually going to punch and strike, but it happens really slow and very smooth. I want to see what's going on, and I want to move slow enough that when something comes up, he maybe hits me or knows that he's going to hit me, but I also learn to start to react to it. I can see that I can move this way, and I start to come in here. And here's my next shot, so he knows that maybe I would have hit him, but he starts to move across, and we start to work into these different types of motions, you know, and you can work into your grabbing techniques, striking techniques. You can start to slip in to your throwing techniques. But the idea is to move at this, you know, when you first start quarter speed, extremely slow. Everything is just barely moving and coming across and trying to keep an eye on so many things you don't get caught with unexpected moves as you're moving through. You just want to keep moving and keep it nice and easy as you go. And then obviously you build it faster and you add more techniques. You might start with only hands, no throwing, no grabbing, no kicking. Then you might move in, okay, little feet's okay. Well, let's start grabbing, or let's add a takedown and build it as you go. But this is how we like to work it, and it's a good way to teach people who are first starting not to flinch and also to see what's happening. People like to duck down this way and I can't tell what's going on anymore. If I fight with my head up, I can potentially see what's going to happen as I start to move and we start to do these different techniques. All right, we're going to get the class together and let everybody give it a try so you can see what it looks like. Thanks, Jordan. All right, guys. Today, instead of working on a technique from a form, we're going to work on a close quarters combat technique. I'm working with Tom. The idea basically is that you start off in this tight range where you're in the hook, uppercut, forearm strike, knee strike range. Now you don't want to flinch or react unnecessarily, turning and bobbing and weaving too much. We want to see what's coming. So we'll move extremely slow. And as you go ahead and you start to move, you look for techniques. Now it's okay to get hit. So this would come in and I know it's there, and that's fine. The object is not to win. The object is to feel, see, and know what's happening. So I know this is here. Now I have to figure out what would I do from here? So as this was coming in, do I want to go this way? Do I want to try and bring something around? Do I want to move back and away? I need to think of different things that I can do. Now, we're not going to stop and discuss it, but if you see it a couple times and this technique keeps coming in, pretty soon after the third or fourth time, I'm going to get an idea of what I want to do next. And that's the idea. You want to go very slow and very smooth, and just reach out, and when you have a technique that you think is going to hit, I just start to move the technique in, and he moves his in. And like I said, I might get hit, I might get turned around, and that's fine. Now, we're not going to do any takedowns today, but if you guys want to move and push, kicks are okay, that type of basic thing. We want to start it off slow and see how it feels. Thanks, Tom. And remember, nice and slow, working in touch, see what's there. Try and throw a kick in. All right, now as you practice this, you'll notice that you start to do the same moves over and over again. Try and break out of that pattern, see what else you can learn, see what else you can develop, and then always just slowly ramp it up. Move up, add in extra techniques, or pick up the speed. Your choice as to how you want to go ahead and do that. We'd also love it if you guys gave us comments on this. Does it work for you? Does it work for your classroom? Do you guys have other techniques you guys use to build in close quarters combat situations into your classroom? Drop us an email, or better yet, send us a video. We'd love to share it with everybody and actually try it out here and see how it works. Thanks for joining us. We're heading back to Scott.
This is a laughter yoga course, part of a growing trend in parts of the United States, India, and other countries. The students are relearning something children already know instinctively, that laughter makes you feel better.
Laughter yoga combines the benefits of yoga breathing techniques and gentle yoga stretches, along with the benefits of laughter. In a traditional yoga class, it's generally a very personal practice, and you get really deep into the stretches. In laughter yoga, they're very gentle stretches. We don't go very deep. Anybody can do them in our work clothes.
This is something I do add to my overall physical activity. I do other yoga, and I do Taibo and do other things. So this is just part of additional, but it's actually a great addition. It's a complement a lot of other exercise.
The studies have shown that 20 seconds of a good hard belly laugh is worth 3 minutes on the rowing machine. However, that does not mean we want to replace regular exercise with it, but there is cardiovascular benefits to the laughter. Laughter is very contagious, and it's something you really want to catch in this case. And there also are emotional benefits to this because it lightens your mood. And when you laugh with a group, your troubles kind of melt away, and we lift everybody up with our laughter.
One of the things that I like best about the laughing yoga is when we do an exercise where you tell each other a secret, a nonsensical secret or something that is going bad in your life, and then you just laugh like it's the funniest thing in the world, and you end up throwing off that burden, and you just come out saying, it's no big deal anymore. It carries over into your everyday life if you can teach others around you to say the same things, to laugh at the same things, to get back some of the child in you.
Laughter is a gift that's been given to us that makes us feel better and health benefits, and it's an enjoyable way to do that. We should do it. Kids laugh about 400 times a day, adults about 15. And kids can laugh for no reason at all, and big belly laughs, and we really need to try to get back to that.
Like more traditional fitness classes, laughter yoga requires a warm-up period. I mean, you don't want to jump right in and pull a tonsil or something. Since students can't necessarily start a class prepared to break out into deep laughter, they begin with clapping and chanting. Then they perform breathing exercises, followed by stretches and laughing games. Laughter yoga was created by Madan Kataria, a family physician from India. The exercises can include many varieties, such as party laughter, greeting laughter, appreciation laughter, and milkshake laughter. Please don't ask me to demonstrate. I'm not sure what the benefit is for me when you're the ones doing the laughing. Thanks for watching. We love getting your email. Send it to explorer@martialartsexplorer.tv. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Kleinepier, I'm Scott Combs.